My name is John Steinke, and my speech is on texting and driving. Have you ever not been paying attention when you were driving, maybe looking at your phone, fixing the radio? All of a sudden you look up and you have to slam on your brakes. That is called distraction while driving. This is very dangerous, as you may know, and it causes a lot of crashes. There are three things that are very important about distraction driving. It is very dangerous, it's easy to stop because of safety, and there are many ways to prevent. Inexperienced young drivers under the age of 20 have the highest proportion of fatal crashes. So, as I mentioned, texting while driving or distracted driving is very dangerous. It is the most common for causing crashes. Phones are very key in causing those distracted while driving crashes. Driving distraction is the cause of 16% of all fatal crashes, and 21% of injury crashes are caused by that as well. And 50% of teens admit to texting while driving, which is never a good sign when half of the teenagers that get their license, they're not paying attention all the time when they're driving. Safety. When you're driving and you're distracted, you're not only putting yourself in danger, but also the other drivers on the road. Safety is, as we know, is like the number one thing that you need to be worried about when driving. That's why we have seat belts, we have airbags in the steering wheel and the passenger, and then now we have airbags on the windows and everything. Like, safety is the number one thing in the car industry. So, like, banning texting while driving is very important. On October 27th, the state of Nebraska is banning texting while driving. So anybody that gets caught texting, that's a ticket right there. There are many ways to prevent it, as I mentioned, the banning of texting. So it is very preventable, distracted driving. 45 states have banned it or are going to ban it. So that's a high number. But the other 5 need to get with it too and really step up and ban that as well. Also, if you're a parent or a role model, that is also key. You have many ways, like, you influence young people all the time, and you can, like, influence them to not text, to not be messing with the radio, not to be looking the other way, to be focusing the whole time when they're driving, leading to less crashes. Because you never know, one simple text message like, "Yeah, I know," or something you're just reading, like LOL, that could cause you to crash. Just taking your eyes away from the road for 1 second can cause death. So there are 6 steps to what a role model or a parent can do. They can set a good example. So if you have a youngster in your car with you, you can just be focused on the road. Say, "Hey, look, I'm not texting. I'm not distracted when I'm driving." You can talk to your teen. So when they get their license, like, ban them, tell them, if anybody texts you, do not text them back. Don't even read. If you're gonna be on the phone, pull over, call me, do whatever it takes to not be distracted while driving. The third step would be setting ground rules, like that. If you get a phone call, you have to pull over. If I call you and you're driving, you better be pulled over. If not, and I find out, you're grounded and you're not driving. You need to sign a pledge, so make a contract with your kid or your little brother, your little sister, anybody. You can make a contract, say, if you don't drive distracted for a month straight, I'll take you out for ice cream or something like that. So then you can educate. You can tell them all the stats about fatal crashes and about how 50% of teens are not paying attention and maybe texting while driving, which causes all those accidents. And then 6th step would be just spread the word. You can just go out, tell people, or if you see someone driving and then you run into them, say, "Hey, I saw that you were driving and you weren't texting. That's awesome, good for you." Or if you see someone texting, roll down your window, say, "Hey, I don't appreciate you texting and driving. That can cause accidents and ruin someone's life, or maybe even yours." So in conclusion, I just recommend everybody to be a role model, to be cautious on the road, And finally, just prevent. Try to prevent others from texting while driving, prevent yourself from texting and driving, just prevent anybody. Do not be distracted out on the road. Thank you very much.